You've made such intriguing design choices for the castle, my dear. They must be inspired.
Thank you, Vivian. I'm glad you approve.
When things have settled down a bit, I will take you to Val Royeaux and introduce you to my seamstress. And appearances are important. We can't have you mistaken for a commoner.
I suppose it's important to show we're an authority to be respected.
Not just respected, my dear. Awed, feared, aspired to. You command an army of the faithful, outfitted by the coin of the nobility. You must be a woman who commoners aspire to be, and to whom nobles bow.
And you think I can accomplish this purely through fashion?
It is a weapon in your arsenal. Don't overlook it, my dear. The stories of your accomplishments will spread, and with them, doubt. Are you truly the woman from the tales? They will question what they've heard, but they will believe what they see. They must see someone greater than legends.
If that's your standard for me, what does the divine have to live up to?
Andraste and the Maker cast very large shadows. The divine absolutely must set the example for all Thedas. She must seem to be the embodiment of the Maker to the faithful. She needs the authority of the Maker and the charisma of Andraste. It will be no small task to fill that vacant throne.
E aí pessoal, o Nara trazendo pra vocês mais uma parte de Age Inquisition e vamos travar o jogo, yay! Não, vamos falar com essa... What?
Heroes strode the winding road, defiant of the vile. Uncertain pause for home and
Que
call,
foi, Bardo?
when met the monster's smile.
Bardos é assim, o lugar for destruído, não importa, você vai trazê-los até você porque eles são importantes. Para cantar sobre você. Ou sobre a Sarah, né, nesse caso. Sarah, onde que ela tá mesmo? Eu ia fazer hoje a quest dela, como eu prometi no vídeo da Josephine. Mas onde que tá essa menina? Esqueci. Ela tá aqui em cima. Sarah. Sarah. Olá. Tem ninguém aqui. Sarah. Olá, alguém viu a senhorita Sarah? Aquela elfa louca? Acho que ela tá lá embaixo, filha da mãe. Não, pera, não vim pra cá. Ah, tá, ela tá desse lado. Sarah, minha amiga, cadê você? Fale comigo.
I hear Vashel was good pay for you, Inquisitor. Time to go see if my friends came through too. Got a location for a stash. Hopefully something nice for my trouble. Well, your trouble. Just let me know when you're ready to head out. Be sure to bring your empty pockets.
Who's putting up the reward for this?
Don't know. Sometimes it's pass the hat. Sometimes it's I lifted this from Master's vault. Doesn't matter, does it? Job done. Time to get what we're owed.
Ok, então.
I'm ready if you are.
Always, yeah? My favorite part, this. Let's go see what friends can get us.
Yay! Então eu vou com Arombo. E vou com... Cara, eu queria saber como que faz pra chamar o Cole. Eu vou com... Dória. Confirmar. O linda grupo que eu estou.
Wait, this is weird.
What?
I was expecting a village or something. The people that leave me stuff don't trek out to places like this. Give me a city and I'll give you a tour, but surprise, surprise, I don't know stupid woods or ruins. What's that?
Don't hurt me. Harmond made me do it.
Right, things have gone sour, as they do.
No, it has to go right or he'll kill me for the marching. It wasn't my fault.
You were the one with the rumour out of Vashel. My friend.
You're her. You're the one he's waiting for. It's her. She's here. Red Jenny.
Como assim atacar os malucos? Eu gostaria de saber quem é essa Red Jenny. Mas ok, né? Eita!
I was not aware the Inquisitor was personally involved. This is a tragic misunderstanding. Let's all sheath our swords, you walk out, and we'll conduct this like business.
Don't believe this piss bag. He started it.
Que negócio é esse aqui? Tava tendo aqui. Ah, de onde vinha a conversa? Ah, enfim, deixa eu pegar isso aqui. Nossa, alguém explodiu bonito aqui, hein? Nobre. Ah, temos um nobre aqui. Olá, nobre. O que você tem pra falar?
There. That wasn't so hard, was it? We identified the confusion, and we worked past it. I'm Lord Pelharmond. I do hope, Inquisitor, that you continue to respond to reason. After all, your choice of company is hardly virtuous.
Freaking user you are. Another noble prick who punches down.
We're the same, you and I. Well, that is overstating it. You are nothing like me. But we both need people.
You want to talk now, but Sarah's my ally. You attacked her friends.
Come now. You know how much her meddling cost me. Because apparently you were complicit. Honestly, previous to this very moment, I thought you'd also been tricked by these red Jennies. You're of noble birth, and as Inquisitor, you are more than a peer. I attacked them on behalf of us both.
Arse biscuit.
Quite. Inquisitor, Herald, I don't want to be your enemy. I'm barely invested in being hers. If you are willing to recognize an opportunity, we could be exceptional partners.
Sabe o que eu tenho vontade? De colocar a minha mão na tua cara.
You were up to something in Vishel, Harmond. What was it?
If you mean bettering my wealth and position, I'm always seeking that.
By getting people hurt?
Lady Shell Morveau and I were jockeying for the land south of Vershel. To claim land, you must populate it. My people encouraged hers to leave. Her people answered in kind, etc. Really, it was all terribly standard displacement until your troops seemed to change the balance. Well played.
Stop talking to him. Really, just stop it.
Ah, ok. Eu vou continuar, desculpa aí, minha filha. Eu quero saber o que aconteceu.
The servants you killed. They did nothing except talk about what was going on.
You killed my contacts. My friends.
That is entirely true.
Well, that should be that then.
You're the one who empowered them, made their complaints a threat. Perhaps you should have warned them about talking to you.
Tell the snot splash no already. Not saying again.
Ah, ok.
A partnership gets me your enemies. I need the territory.
What are you doing? He's half the mess in Vashel.
And now his job is recruiting the other. Consider your lands and title requisitioned. You opened the bargaining. Think of your immediate options.
Surprising. Disappointing, but also welcome over the alternative.
Won't be hearing from you again.
Be sure to return the favor.
There's you. How was that Harmond mess, hey? I should be angry you let him live. But his kind really hate a leash. I mean, he deserved worse for turning it all bad. But we made out just fine. Good one, you.
Risky, but keep it within the Inquisition and I'll support you.
Even though this puckered around us?
Even so.
Well, good then. Right, what do you mean? Because I am really not used to that acceptance thing you're doing right there.
We'll have some differences, but I want to be one of your friends.
You're pretty big to be one of my contacts. Important, I mean, not fat. But all right, Inquisitor. You're on my good side. We'll see if it lasts.
What? Aliás, o que apareceu aqui? Sério, eu não consegui ler. Mas enfim. Fala mais alguma coisa pra mim. Sarah, fala.
So we're attacking wardens now. That's pissing great.
Especial, né? Ah, tá. Não.
So you like to have fun. The Inquisition seems an odd fit. Why are you really here?
I'm here for you. And to help people.
We both know that'd be easier to believe if you were a totally different person.
Not everything is easy to believe. And maybe that's it. There's all this Andraste stuff going on, and seeing it should help, right? But it's fuzzy. I want to see if it's all really real. I just don't know if I want to really know. So I'm selfish. It's all for me. Count yourself lucky, I guess.
Tá, não vou perguntar o que você acha.
Is your network of contacts still active after what happened?
After Lord Arsehole in Vishel? Of course. He may have killed people, but that just means there's more who hate him. You should be one of them. But maybe not. So watch out for that.
We annoyed some nobles. Does that really help all that much?
We'd have helped more if you hadn't been so chummy. I don't get what's so hard to understand. Your stuff works the same. Your Inquisition, I mean. Punch a bully, people like you. Do it because they asked, or let them think they asked. They like it even more. It's inspiring, even if it sometimes goes tits up and they take a hit back. You know, like Haven.
You really work hard to make it seem like what you do makes sense.
Right, because sense is what everything makes. Look at you, making sense. A Coryphilus and his sky hole. Sense is not required for stuff to happen. And that's not my rule.
We'll talk another time.
It's all good, innit?
Obrigada por sua conversa muito amistosa e bonita. Então, eu vi que dá pra... Eu acabei de encontrar a quest do Cole pra fazer e pra chamá-lo, né? Só deixa eu ver se o Iron... É que o Iron Bull, gente, ele não tá me ajudando. Iron Bull, fala comigo.
What can I do for you?
Ah, ele não tá me ajudando a querer fazer pra seduzir aqui. Eu quero te seduzir, Iron Bull. Você não me
See you
ajuda.
later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
Ai, ai, já fizemos a questzinha dela. Pensei que ia ser maior. Então, o garoto esquecido ativar. Vamos falar com ele, né? Procure Cole. Tá bom. Então vamos procurá-lo.
It's good to see you.
Homem. Sabia que esse cara... Olha só, deixa eu ver. Ele é
Your
trans?
worship.
Sim, ele
We'll
é
talk
trans.
later.
Vocês falam, como assim ele é trans? Ele é um homem trans. Um homem trans é uma pessoa que nasceu no sexo feminino, mas ela se vê como homem e se sente como homem. É isso aí. Isso é um homem trans. E isso foi muito revolucionário, diga-se de passar. Aliás, procure por Cole. Cole?
This thing is not a stray puppy you can make into a pet. It has no business being here.
Wouldn't you say the same of an apostate?
Inquisitor, I wondered if Cole was perhaps a mage, given his unusual abilities.
He can cause people to forget him, or even fail entirely to notice him. These are not the abilities of a mage. It seems that Cole is a spirit.
It is a demon.
If you prefer, although the truth is somewhat more complex.
Cole warned us about Corypheus at Haven. He saved a lot of lives.
And what will its help cost? How many lives will this demon later claim?
In fact, his nature is not so easily defined.
Speak plainly, Solas. What are we dealing with?
Demons normally enter this world by possessing something. In their true form, they look bizarre, monstrous.
But you claim Cole looks like a young man. Is it possession?
No. He has possessed nothing and no one. And yet he appears human in all respects. Cole is unique, Inquisitor. More than that, he wishes to help. I suggest you allow him to do so.
In my studies, demons either possessed something from this world or were summoned and bound. They almost never look like something you'd mistake for a person.
Normally you'd be correct. But Cole has willfully manifested in human form without possessing anyone.
The demons who came through the breach, or through the rifts, weren't possessing anything.
These demons were drawn through against their will, driven mad by this world. But Cole predates the breach. From what we can tell, he has lived here for months, perhaps years. He looks like a young man. For all intents and purposes, he is a young man. It is remarkable.
I should hear what Cole has to say for himself. Where is he now?
If none of us remember him, he could be anywhere.
Haven. So many soldiers fought to protect the pilgrims so they could escape. Choking fear. Can't think from the medicine, but the cuts rack me with every heartbeat. Hot, white pain. Everything burns. I can't. I'm going to... I'm dying. I'm... dead.
You're feeling their pain?
It's louder this close, with so many of them.
Would you like to go somewhere more comfortable?
Yes, but here is where I can help. Every breath slower, like lying in a warm bath, sliding away. Smell of my daughter's hair when I kiss her goodnight. Gone. Cracked brown pain, dry, scraping, thirsty. Here.
Thank you.
It's all right. She won't remember me.
You're using your powers as a spirit to help people.
Yes? I used to think I was a ghost. I didn't know. I made mistakes, but I made friends too. Then a Templar proved I wasn't real. I lost my friends. I lost everything. I learned how to be more like what I am. It made me different, but stronger. I can feel more. I can help.
Venha para Inquisição, você também. Vem!
If you're willing, the Inquisition could use your help.
Yes, helping. I help the hurt, the helpless. There's someone. Hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Someone make it stop hurting. Make her, please. The healers have done all they can. It will take him hours to die. Every moment will be agony. He wants mercy. Help.
Eita porra! Ah, e agora? Se ele vai morrer mesmo, se ele não morrer. Eita, pô, e agora? Eu queria deixar ele, mas se ele vai sofrer... Foda-se, mata ele.
All right. Help him.
It's all right. I want to stay.
Eu me senti matando o marido da Aveline, né? Mais ou menos assim. Escolha, será? Moça, o que você tá cuidando aí? Você tá falando com quem? Por que você está dançando? Hã? Alguém para responder isso? Mas é isso aí, pessoal. Vou ficando por aqui. Agora nós temos mais um companheiro liberado. Vivienne, você desaprova tudo também, né? Pelo menos o Solo dessa vez tem razão. Ele é um companheiro, seja lá o que ele é, qualquer coisa te dá um tapa na cara se ele for alguém muito ruim, né? Mas é isso aí, pessoal. Vou ficando por aqui. E deixa eu só ver se não tem nada aqui pra... Ah, não, acho que não tem mais nenhum julgamento. Então, não sei o que eu vou fazer no próximo vídeo. Vamos ver o que tem de legal aqui. E fui!
Ah, Maker, the smell is everywhere.
Yes?
I wanted to ask you about the Circle of Magi.
Of course. What do you wish to know?
If the Circle disbanded, how can you still belong to it?
The Circle is an idea, my dear, and an idea cannot be dissolved. Many of the first enchanters voted for rebellion, caring little that anything short of a unanimous decision would pit mage against mage. Rather than dissolving it, Grand Enchanter Fiona's vote split the Circle in two. The rebels follow her, the loyalists follow me.
If you led all the loyalists, why are you only First Enchanter and not Grand Enchanter?
Grand Enchanters are elected, and since there are no First Enchanters besides myself, no vote can be held. I could name myself Grand Enchanter, but the title holds no meaning now. When the circles are restored, that will change.
I've never been to the Montsemard Circle. What was it like?
A place of great history and tradition, with the greatest library of magical history outside of the Imperium. It was deeply involved in the Great Game, as you might expect of anyone living in Orlais. The mages there were quite competitive, but it was stimulating to be always pushed to exceed the abilities of my peers.
How did we come to this state with the Circles in revolt?
You, my dear, are far too wise not to have realized that many of our colleagues live with their eyes closed. Safe from the world inside their towers, they thought only of the Templars and their own resentment. Kirkwall gave the world a reason to remember its fear of magic. A mage killed hundreds with a snap of their fingers. Across Thedas, a new tangible fear of magic grew. Commoners and nobles alike called out to the Chantry for protection. But the malcontents in the towers thought nothing of this. They cared only for themselves and for their anger at the new Templar restrictions. When a mage attempted to assassinate Divine Justinia, again, the mages protested the investigation. The leadership chose to vote on independence based on the intolerable conditions imposed by the Templars, sparing no thought to the fact that magic was more feared in the aftermath of these attacks than it had been since Tevinter's day. So long as they had their freedom, they could care little for riots, angry mobs, or about pitting mages against each other.
Did they have cause to rebel?
In the aftermath of their terrorist attacks? Was that really the most opportune time to break away? By all means, protest abuses by the Templars. Just don't do it in a way that says mages support wholesale murder. By voting when they did, my colleagues all but declared war upon the ordinary people of Thedas. A war in which we are outnumbered 100 to 1.
I thought the fighting was only between mages and Templars. Why are mages fighting mages?
The vote for independence was carried by only a small margin, but Fiona chose to let the motion stand. Those who opposed a rash declaration of war against the entire free world had little choice. By breaking from the Chantry when they did, the rebels declared themselves in support of mass murder. Anyone who did not wish to support terrorism and the slaughter of innocents was forced to take arms against the rebels.
Are you familiar with Grand Enchanter Fiona?
We've met. Before her horrendously ill-timed and selfish vote for independence, I thought her adequate at her job. In her dotage, she could not handle looking after the well-being of so many people. We would have done better to replace her years ago, to let her spend time gardening.